All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this match within the Super Metroid Randomizer League. We've got a really exciting one here today. We've got Android Dreams representing Team versus DVS7 representing Last Minute. This is going to be a really exciting one. The format for this week is the Dash Randomizer, which is a personal favorite of mine. And the Dash Randomizer is fairly similar to the major minor randomizers you've seen in seasons past. However, it has a few key differences. The first notable one that we're going to be seeing almost immediately is that each of our runners start out with a nerfed charge beam. And this charge beam does damage exactly equal to how much Samus's regular beam does. However, it can damage bosses as well. So both of our runners today are likely going to be inclined to check significantly fewer minor item locations, as they will always have some way to beat the game, even if a 900 shot Ridley fight is maybe not the most desirable. However, there are also a couple of key changes to the ways that certain item locations can be accessed. The speed blocks in both Waterway and Metroid Hallway, accessing Botwoon can be opened with Spazer, and Wrecked Ship Reserve can be opened with bombs. So we could see that coming into play today. Yep, and both of our players have started out, and they will be checking their first major item location now. Just Vanilla Morph. It's there roughly half of the time, so it's not too surprising. Alright, and our first minor item is Power Bombs. Now, this is interesting. It will allow our runners to make a few additional power bomb checks, or excuse me, a few additional minor checks going up. Or, if they so desire, they could take what is known as Meme Route, or Sonic the Hedgehog, or Green Hill Zone route, basically entering Brinstar through Green Hill Zone from behind Morph. Now, finding X-Ray Scope early on, it's alright. It's slightly better in Dash because you don't need that charge beam in order to be able to microwave. Huh. So it looks like Android Dreams wants to check Billy Mays here. I'm not sure about this play, honestly. It does give you access to 2 additional item checks. However, our runners already have both super missiles and power bombs, so it's not going to unlock anything new for Android here. Yeah, and we are seeing a meme route here from DVS. This is really cool to see. I personally think that meme route is really good. I think that meme route going up into Wrecked Ship is a very elegant play. The biggest risk you're taking is should you find something like Speed Booster or Spazer on, like later on, say Speed Booster or Spazer is at Bomb's location, that means that Android Dreams will be able to check Waterway and DVS cannot. However, you do get the advantage of not having to ride up this elevator here and having sort of a cleaner route overall. Should you decide to carry this into Wrecked Ship, if you want to go to Norfair out of this, it gets a little bit more complicated. We'll see what strategy DVS wants to use here. Okay, so he just uses a bunch of missiles to take care of those side hoppers. One strategy you can do that saves on missiles but uses one super is you can fire a P shot at the large side hopper and then you group all the side hoppers together and take them out with one super missile. It can be pretty devastating if you miss though. Now, we haven't seen anything especially exciting, like that space jump is really good. And space jump will allow our runners very easy access into wrecked ship. However, it's certainly not on the level of like a suit or anything like that. And it is worth mentioning with the suits that Dash uses progressive suits, which means that the first suit you pick up is a 50% damage reduction, and the second suit you pick up brings you up to 75%, no matter which order you pick the suits up in. And part of that means that you get 50% heat reduction if you have that Varia suit, or excuse me, that gravity suit. Which could mean that lower Norfair Hell runs are more of a viable way to play. Of course, that depends entirely on what our runners find, and often necessitates a fair few minor item location checks. Yeah, so there really hasn't been anything fantastic so far. A lot of E-tanks and reserves. Okay, well, I take it back. There's gravity suit. Now, I would expect DVS here, with the meme route, to continue onward into wrecked ship. Android Dreams has more options. He could still go up to wrecked ship. He could also go down. I really like the route of doing Kraid and then going into Meridia. He doesn't have any way to access Botwoon hallway though, currently. So, unless he wants to do something like a Crystal Flash clip, which he should ideally have the ammunition for by the time he gets there, then he would have to bail on that Meridia. Of course, Norfair is open to him as well. And that gravity suit makes lower Norfair and regular Norfair Hell runs much nicer. I do wonder here if DVS is going to end up checking Gauntlet. I think that's one of the advantages of meme route is you will almost always have enough power bombs to check Gauntlet by the time you get there. And Space Jump makes it a lot cozier. Yep, and now we see runners just making the checks that the other runner has already made. For both of them, we're going to be seeing their E-tank counts go up a fair bit. I think at this point for DVS, especially with his ammo count being a little bit low, I kind of like saving and refilling at the ship and then checking Gauntlet. If it's nothing, then just resetting it. But if it is something, you just carry it through. Oh, and he's having a little bit of trouble with Alcatraz here. He gets it though. Yeah, with this save at the ship, I suspect DVS wants Gauntlet. And Android Dreams spent a little bit of time there trying to get that wavegate glitch. It can be kind of rough if you don't have an X position normalized setup. However, he gets it. Ooh, just a reserve at Gauntlet. That's a little bit unfortunate. If this is a straightforward C, then Android Dreams is unlikely to check Gauntlet. However, if Varia is in a very strange location, then just having that information is already really nice. Alright, and we should be getting some new checks on both runners' screens shortly. DVS will be working his way through wrecked ship. And Android. We'll see if he wants to go up or down the red tower. If I had to guess, I would say that he wants to go down here. Yeah. Yeah, and this is going to be a pretty quick X-ray check with that space jump. I like what he does here. Ooh. That spike hit was unfortunate. But what he was going for is, even though he only has nerf charge, pseudo screw still does full damage. So you can use that pseudo screw to help you get through this room and hopefully be less likely to lose your momentum. I see a lot of runners lay the power bomb there, getting ready to bail on X-ray location. I personally think that's a little bit weaker in major-minor split. Because, like, with this health, if that were an E-tank, then Android Dreams should probably be picking it up unless he feels really comfortable on low health. However, it certainly can avoid picking up a reserve. Alright, and DVS is working on his Fantoon fight. Ooh, he was just a little bit off on his positioning. Yeah. Oh no. Hopefully DVS remembers here that he has the enrage, or the baby charge beam, because he took a lot of damage in that enrage. With that gravity suit, he should still be okay. Alright, and Fantoon goes down. That was a little bit scary there for a second. And Android Dreams has started passing up power bombs. That indicates to me that there's no sign of a suitless lower Norfair in his future. It can't be in logic, and oftentimes picking up the amount of minor items required can just make it slower anyway. So I certainly respect the call. I just an E-tank at right side supers. And at Varia's suit. With that gravity and 5 E-tanks plus I believe 1 reserve, Android Dreams is looking a lot better for these Norfair Hell runs should he decide to pursue that route. And I don't believe DVS saved before the spiky room of death. And I like that. If you have gravity, suit, and space jump, then the save is probably just losing you time anyway. Like, obviously spiky room of death is really scary. And even with this loadout, if something goes wrong, it can go really wrong. But I think you can't bet on that in a race. Just an E-tank though. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, a little over half of the major items are tanks. So generally speaking, you're going to expect to pick up a lot. Yeah, I like this Norfair from Android. Like, he's looking pretty healthy tanks-wise. And there aren't that many locations he could actually check in Meridia. Like, he could check what? He could check Mama Turtle and he could check Sandpit, that's it. Whereas this allows him, Norfair allows 4, I believe, Ice, Reserve, Speed Booster, and Wave. Ooh. Yeah, DVS might want to farm up some ammunition here. This is looking pretty rough. Oh, that's right. I wasn't thinking about high jump boots. There are 5 majors here in Norfair. So it's a quite nice spot. Yeah, I think it shows maybe a little bit less experience with Dash specifically, that DVS is not using the baby charge through some of these rooms. In my opinion, like, one of the most powerful parts of the baby charge is having that pseudo screw attack always on deck. No, I don't believe we got a wreck ship reserve check. So DVS probably wants to check it from the bottom. Which is pretty nice. It gets you 1 minor item along the way. Okay, he's just skipping it entirely. And it looks like Android checked high jump and ice beam and then bailed, went for Meridia. That's kind of interesting. Ooh, DVS is coming back for this wrecked ship reserve check. He didn't get speed booster, did he? Yeah, just an E-tank. I wonder if he was hoping that speed booster would be there. Ooh, yeah, DVS, I think he was trying to use X-ray there. Unfortunately, you can't use that midair. And that wave beam is nice. I did not see... Did the wrecked ship reserve location like just show up on screen? I missed that. Like, couldn't get a good look. Okay, it was spring ball. But yeah, that wave beam for Android Dreams is good, but it's not the beam that he needs. Either ice or spacer would be really good here. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this play from Android to just make the Mama Turtle check and go up to wrecked ship. I feel like I would at least want to check Sandpit. Like, I can understand the desire to want to go for more item-dense locations, but Android is skipping a lot along the way, and it's costing him a lot of extra rooms. Like, figuring out the most efficient way to check different locations is a really big part of Randomizer. Those door transitions and just traversing rooms can really be killer. Yeah, and unfortunately for Android Dreams, he's not going to find anything at all in this wrecked ship. Like, it would honestly give him a huge advantage if he just completely saved wrecked ship for last, because he would never do the top of it. Yeah, and at this point, there are a solid few locations where Varia can still be. Like, we still have Bubble Mountain, which is 3 checks. We have Left Sandpit. Shektul is in Logic now. Trying to think if there are any others. Obviously, Varia could be opened by finding something like Ice Beam or Speed Booster. That would open Botswoon and Dragon. So there are still quite a few places that we could find that Varia suit. Oh, and Croc, of course. You never want to go down and visit Croc. But it's usually better than having to go without Varia suit. I'm curious what route DVS wants to take here. Oh no, we've seen 2 Enrages today. Yeah, thankfully, Android Dreams knows the pseudo screw strats. Oh, and shoutouts to Fangmaster425 for dropping the tier 1 sub. DVS7 takes quite a bit of time having to kill mini Kraid with only the pea shooter. Alright, he's setting up for the Kraid quick kill. Oh no. That super went right into Ridley's claw. Looked like he was going for the force super kill. It's actually going to be quite a long Ridley now without any supers. There we go, nice. Nicely done. Yeah, so really either way, whether DVS wants to go up into Meridia or down into Norfair here, I think either choice is perfectly fine. I would just like him to commit more to his decision than Android did, and I think he'll have a solid advantage. Oh no. These key hunters are brutal. Yeah, if you end up in a situation like this, better to just use a power bomb. It's really good to have backup strats in this game. Like, honestly, I would bet much more on a runner who can hit their strats like 50% of the time, but has perfect backup strats, as opposed to a runner who can hit their strats basically every time, but they have a lot of trouble if they don't hit them. It's always interesting to see whether runners want to check high jump boots or ice beam first. Like with checking ice beam first, it can be really nice. Then if you find high jump boots is an E-tank like it was today, then that's a free health refill before your hell runs. Whereas if you want to check those high jump boots first, maybe you find speed booster and then you can take Rock Speedway. It's honestly kind of amazing though, just how little items, like our runners have checked a solid few locations in the game at this point. And we've really seen very few named items. Like besides that spring ball we just saw, we have gravity, we have morph, we have space jump, grapple, x-ray. And a lot of those items don't really do a lot for our runners. Grapple beam can be useful. It provides a much easier method for accessing Shack Tool compared to Ice Beam. At this point, up until we find Plasma, the X-Ray is mostly somewhere between edge case and actively detrimental to our runners if they prefer to go through item switch instead of using item cancel. I wouldn't say it's necessarily atypical to find very few named items early on. I would generally expect to find more than this, honestly. Like, you can get some very fast jets, or like some very fast dash seeds. I think the fastest dash seed I've ever gotten, I completed in like 48 minutes. If you find suits early on, you can just blaze through the game. Because especially with that Spazer, you're adding into the game another way that you can complete seeds, as you don't necessarily need Ice Beam or Speed Booster to access Bot's Wound. So there are a lot of item sets that are pretty low percent that you can use to beat the game. So it seems like DVS 7 is taking a pretty similar route here compared to Android Dreams. I would imagine it will pay off more for him, just in that he's going to be a lot closer to the remaining item checks. Like, at this point, Android checks Gauntlet, which is a reserve tank. And at that point, what does he really do? Like, I guess he goes down Red Tower. Either going into the rest of Norfair or like checking out the rest of Meridia both seem like yucky plays. So I'm not sure how Android should really want to route this from here. Alright, and DVS isn't taking a save here. There's not really a ton of reason to. There's not, like, he can't continue onward in Meridia. Yeah, I think Croc and Bubble Mountain are the best options, probably. And I would generally say, like, the best way to do that is clear Bubble Mountain, and then if you don't have what you need, go down and check Croc. You generally don't want to do a Croc that you don't need to. Well, yeah, Norfair are the only options besides the checks that DVS is doing right now. Like, I would feel a lot better about Android's position here had he checked left sandpit and then bailed at that point on Meridia. Because I think deciding you don't want to go for Shack Tool is more than defensible. Yeah, it never feels great to check Shack Tool, but right now DVS 7 needs just some way to progress. Alright, yeah, I'm glad that Android Dreams is going down here. Ooh, reserve its shack tool, that would just be mean. What I would like to see here... Ooh. That charge beam is nice, but it's not what DVS needs. Like, while our runners still only have the wave beam, it's unlikely to be necessarily a difference maker. However, that depends on a lot of factors, like neither of our runners have a lot of ammo. So if it really comes down to, oh my goodness, speed booster's huge. Well, I guess at this point, Android finishes clearing out Bubble, assuming he doesn't find Varia. Okay, this is interesting. I'm not really sure why Android wants to check Wave before Speed Booster. Maybe the idea is to refill after Wave, but I'm not really sure what he's refilling for. Yeah, he only has to refill once, but what's he refilling for? Like, if you're going down to do Croc, then you can just use the energy recharge station instead. I don't think it's a huge deal. I don't, like, this is not a difference maker or anything. It's just some interesting sequencing. Yeah, and for DVS7, he's got to feel really bad doing the first part of Norfair, bailing out, going to Meridia, finding nothing, and having to go right back to Norfair. Only to find that speed booster that leads him back into Meridia. Yeah, for sure. In a seed like this, I think in basically every randomizer seed, it's really easy to feel behind. I think that's just human nature. No, Plasma. Plasma is still really good. If you have quote-unquote old route beam, which is to say Plasma, Ice, and Wave, but you don't have charge, that's just as good as new route beam, which is Spazer, Ice, Wave. Yeah, at this point, Croc is in play. You could also try and big brain it and just go for Meridia. Android Dreams wants to take the Croc. It is also worth noting, or no, they have Speed Booster, they don't need to do Speedless Speedway. At this point, I think best case for DVS 7 is he skips Croc and nothing is there, and just goes straight to Meridia. Oh, I love the moonwalk with Croc. You can also grapple his body and some weird things happen. We have fun here in Croc's lair. Now that screw attack is kind of interesting. Not as much so for Android Dreams, but maybe for DBS 7. This is, aside from the power bomb count, this is a really good loadout for Suitless Meridian or Suitless Lower Norfair. And with all of this and the dash changes, I think you could definitely do it with only 15 power bombs, but that's definitely not ideal. However, obviously, Suitless Lower Norfair, it's slower and it certainly can bite you. If you do not feel 100% confident in it, you probably shouldn't go for it in a race. Android Dreams passes up those bombs. It's kind of interesting. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I think bombs tend to pay for themselves, just saving time when you would normally need to power bomb jump up somewhere. Yeah, and now DVS here has a really good beam. Like, all he needs at this point is ice for full beam. Ooh, this is really unfortunate. I don't know if I would want to do Suitless Lower Norfair here without at least healing up first. Also, if you'll notice on DVS's screen, that room that he was just in is only heated if you enter from the left side. It's a really fun quirk. It's a shame that, like, if you're doing Suitless Lower Norfair, it's often nice to skip Croc. Why is DVS gravity jumping here? It's possible DVS forgot he has space jump. This is really bad. Oh no, DVS. And that's what can happen. So how far back did he save? Looks like he saved before checking out Norfair. Yeah. Like, I'm honestly fine with this play. I just wish that he would refill and save first. Like, obviously space jumping up there too. I'm sure that's just an oversight though. Like, genuinely, it is so easy to get into a race and panic and forget that you can space jump in lava or something. And there's Varia's suit. Yeah, that's really bad for DVS. Android Dreams sort of has his work cut out for him at this point. Yeah, absolutely. Like, it's so much harder to do this sort of thing in an official race. You know, maybe DVS has done a million suitless lower Norfairs in practice, but practice versus racing in a tournament setting feel completely different. Yep, and at this point, Android Dreams just has to microwave Dragon. His lower Norfair will be just about as easy as you can expect one to be in Randomizer. High jump boots would certainly be nice here, but that's about the only comfort item that he would like to have. I suppose that charge beam would be nice too. I expect him to go for a 30 Super Ridley though. Yeah. And Android Dreams there just showed how much harder it is and slower it is to microwave Dragon without that charge beam. Yep, at this point, I would expect Android Dreams to just completely go mode. Like, maybe he checks behind Ridley. I think checking the item behind Ridley is always perfectly fine, unless you're fully comfortable. Yeah, he could Sand Pit on the way down. It's alright, yeah, he's going for it. It's kind of slow, but if you really want those high jump boots, which I would not blame anybody for wanting, it's a great item. And that's fair enough. Oh. Yeah, see, I think this is just reflecting some inexperience with Suitless Meridia on the part of DVS. Like, ideally what you would want to do is you could just take the energy refill that's like northeast of Croc, and then from there you can just space jump directly into Chronic Boost Room. Instead, he pops his first Crystal Flash, and I really hope he puts that gravity suit back on. He's wasting a lot of energy here. Oh no, oh. Yeah, I think at this point he's just panicking. And I'm really surprised by this plasma check from Android Dreams. Well, it gives him high jump boots, so that's nice, for sure. Oh no, did DVS7 just soft lock himself? No, you're not missing anything. DVS7 probably forgot that he could just space jump through. Okay, DVS 7 didn't take the save. Yeah, DVS doesn't have charge or wave beam anymore because he found those in Meridia, and this save is from before he went there. I believe. Yeah, he just has Pea Shooter. Yeah, high jump boots were at Tracker. Or, high jump boots were at Plasma. And shoutouts to our wonderful, wonderful tracker, Ikir. You've been doing a great job. Oh no. DVS just KO'd. Yeah, at this point, Android Dreams. I would kind of like him to farm up to 30 super missiles beforehand. It certainly won't be the difference maker at this point. Like, not only does DVS still have to do Meridia after this, but optimally, his lower Norfair will still be much slower. I definitely respect going for the gravity lower Norfair. I think DVS has just had some unfortunate oversights that made things a lot harder on himself. So, I guess at this point, Android Dreams presumably wants speed charge and or ice. It's all that he can really be looking for at this point. Ooh, and he just instinctively picks up the Spazer. That's gonna be the menu of shame. We've all done it. My favorite was in the multi-world last week, when we sometimes had people accidentally picking up their teammates' Spazer and unequipping their teammates' Plasma. Yeah. Again, I really wish that DVS 7. He probably doesn't know about the energy refill station below right before Croc. If you're not really experienced with hell runs, you just might not even think that that's there. Like, honestly, knowledge and experience play such a huge role in this game. Hopefully DVS7 is able to get it on this attempt. He's still going for that gravity jump. Oh. Yeah, this doesn't look great. Meanwhile, Android Dreams is about to enter Ridley. I would expect him to farm up to 30 supers beforehand. 30 super Ridley is, in my opinion, by far the easiest way to take down the Ridley fight. And he would need to do quite a few baby charge wave plasma shots. Probably somewhere in the realm of, what, like 72? I forget what wave plasma is exactly. Yeah, unfortunately that's another death for DVS. Props to him for continuing onward though. This is like, it's really hard to keep a solid mental state like this. Alright, and Android will have to fire a lot of missiles or a fair number of charge shots here. Supers deal double damage to Ridley, so missiles are nowhere near as effective. Android finishes out the fight really quickly though, nicely done. And I think at this point, that's either our third or fourth reserve tank we've seen. Although we have seen nearly every item location in the game at this point. See, we haven't seen fire fleas, and that honestly might be it. So fire fleas might have to be ice beam. Oh yeah, waterway too. So 50-50 shot of finding ice beam here for Android. He doesn't necessarily know that. There are a few locations that he has not checked, like Shack Tool. It might be the only location he hasn't checked, I'm trying to think. Either way, if you're just doing like the mental calculus of, okay, there are a few checks left and fire fleas doesn't take that long. You know, probably like 30 seconds to do ideally. Might as well. Alright, I think that's a confirmed ice at Waterway. This seed has been pretty mean. Like, this is one of the meaner non-suitless Meridia seeds I've seen. If DVS is quick about this, he can make it to energy recharge without having to crystal flash. Suitless Meridia, the first half of it is in logic. So, up to and including Botswoon. You can't be forced to fight Dragon though. However, if I'm not mistaken, within Total Randomizer, which the dash logic is based on, left sandpit is actually in logic suitless, which is quite mean, and in my opinion, almost as hard as Dragon Fight with certain loadouts. At least it can feel like that sometimes. Alright, and I am glad that DVS got to that energy refill station without crystal flashing. That was a really important part of his suitless Meridia game plan here. Yeah, meanwhile, Android Dreams just wants to finish out this seed at this point. I'm kind of surprised by his decision to go up Red Tower. He has Gravity Suit. This isn't actually that much slower. Or well, because presumably he wants to ship refill here, though. Yeah, yes, the team on the left has the team name of Team. It's yeah, I believe we. So we have team last minute. We have, I think it's team 3. We have like meme team 6. We've got a few teams that are team, but only one that's just called team. Okay, yeah, Android wanted to check this location for Ice Beam. That makes sense. Especially if you don't know how to speed zap skip. So I think maybe with the checks that Android made, he knew that Waterway either had to be Charge or Ice Beam, and either one would speed him up significantly. As Ice Beam makes Turian as a whole a lot faster, being able to freeze Metroids, and increasing your beam's damage. Whereas Charge Beam will make the Mother Brain fight not exactly 3 times as fast, but it's easy enough to just think of it that way. I would say of the two, though, the Ice Beam is definitely the much better pickup. I'm not sure if this is the best way you could route this, though. Unless Android wants to do Shack Tool here, knowing it has to be Charge. Seems like maybe that's what he wants. I don't think this is worth it. Yeah, this is Dash. He's got the starter Charge Beam. Yeah, I don't care for this play. I think it takes a really long time. And even if Android feels really uncomfortable with the Mother Brain fight, he's got quite a bit of health. However, if he does feel like significantly more comfortable with a 20-shot Mother Brain, then better to do the slow play that doesn't get you killed, I suppose. It'll give an opportunity here for DVS 7 to catch up, but not nearly enough. This is... Oh my goodness. DVS flew just a bit too close to the sun there. I mean, at least he's got this save that's not too far back. That still really hurts, though. And now, if I'm not mistaken, at this point, Android Dreams has, at the very least, checked every single major item location in the game. Trying to think of any that he would have missed. Because he skipped bombs. A spring ball was at wrecked ship reserve. So he's seen every single major item. I know he skipped at least a few E-tanks. Yeah, we've seen Hundo races of Randomizer before. It would be kind of neat to see a race that was just like 100% of the major items. Yeah, this is really rough for DVS no matter what. Like, it's technically possible. I just really wish that he had another save, at the very least, after getting charge and wave. Like, if this were a charge plasma wave fight, I would say this is not that bad at all. Still not great without having screw attack or high jump boots, but significantly better than what he has to do here. I'll tell you what I really hope he doesn't do. I really hope that DVS doesn't pop all of his missiles in this Ridley fight. Missiles are not great against Ridley, but they're also extremely hard to come by here in Lower Norfair. I say that, and he's gotten 2 drops like since I said that. But I do promise you, they're pretty hard to get. Because normally, like, okay, I think he's getting slightly more here because sometimes when they drop, he's at full health, which is a quirk you'll only really see in Dash with those progressive suits. Yeah, Ridley's 6 missiles for every super. However, you also need at least 10 missiles to do the Crystal Flash. And when you're low on health, those missiles are really hard to get down in Lower Norfair. So using missiles can be really bad. Android Dreams wants to do some serious grouping strats here.
Alright. Now his ammo's looking a lot better. He is more than fine at this point. And he has Ice Beam, so he can Zeb Skip. He has full beam at this point. He even has the full Quest Beam, which isn't added damage, but is nice to see. It's interesting to see DVS going for these plasma shield strats here. They're not being especially effective. Yeah, I think Plasma Shield is pretty strongly regarded to be the worst of the beam strats. Like, even Golden Shower is arguably better on Ridley. Oh, don't use too many missiles here, DVS. Yeah, this is not looking good. That's it. Well, that's really unfortunate. Yeah, every time any of the plasma particles go into Ridley's tail, they're just wasted. That doesn't do anything. Ridley's tail is quite annoying, and it actually has a really complicated AI behind it, because Ridley's tail has a separate AI from Ridley, interestingly. It's got a mind of its own. Alright, and Android Dreams is now entering Mother Brain 2. And Mother Brain's being very nice today. Mother Brain's RNG patterns are really interesting, and you can sometimes see her just do absolutely nothing for many seconds at a time. Alright, Android doesn't want to go for stand-up. That's perfectly fine. Like, stand-up, you can very easily soft lock. So if you don't feel comfortable for it, it's not worth saving 14 seconds optimally. Realistically, less than that. And here's one of the parts of Suitless Lower Norfair that makes it so much slower, is just having to farm up here, then Crystal Flash, then farm up again, then enter Ridley. It's quite a time-consuming process. Yeah, at this point, like, if you want to go to Shack Tool because you know charge is there just because that makes you more comfortable, I would say you want to be playing it as safe as possible. And he is, and he won the race for it. DVS7 tried to go for a much riskier strategy, and I certainly applaud the attempt, and he's put on a show for us. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work out this time. Alright, and now he's beginning the escape sequence. Yeah, it's not looking good for DVS. That was just unfortunately, the most important thing about the Ridley fight that almost seems a sort of counterintuitive is you want to be really slow and careful when fighting Ridley suitless. Because every time DVS falls into the acid here, every time he takes a hit, that's way worse than if he spends a little bit more time trying to position himself. Alright, and Android Dreams finishes in first place, winning today's race with an official SRL time of 1:16:21. GG. And upon seeing this, it looks like DVS has forfeited. More than understandable. Shoutouts to him for taking it this far. He certainly made more than a valiant effort. Shoutouts to both of these runners for putting on such a great show today. Be sure to go follow them. Yeah, be sure to go follow our runners, Android Dreams and DVS7. Be sure to go follow our Restream team as well. We'll see if we can get... Oh, looks like we have Android Dreams in here. GG.
Thank you, Glove. Thank you. GG to DVS too.
Yeah, how are you feeling about that race?
I mean, I can't be too upset, but I feel like I played pretty poorly, and I also routed pretty poorly. So I don't know what happened to DVS, but I'll look forward to seeing it or hearing about it.
So DVS tried to do suitless lower Norfair.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's
Yeah.
pretty ballsy. Can I say that on SG? Sorry if I can't.
I don't know. I think you would know that more than I would.
That's, yeah, I don't know. I got down into Norfair and then turned around and went up to wreck ship because I was just convinced that I wasn't, like, that hell runs weren't a good idea, which it turns out they really weren't anyways, except for to go find speed. So, and then, yeah, I should have just checked. I should have checked Shack Tool when I was in Meridia the first time. I mean, second time, because I went there to check Mama Turtle on the way to wreck ship.
Mm-hmm.
And I should have checked it before I went to Waterway, because that was also really stupid. I don't know what I was thinking there, but yeah, I wasn't about to do anything like full suitless Meridia or barrierless Lower Norfair. That wasn't happening.
Yeah, so at the point where you were getting Waterway and Shack Tool, I guess you just like really wanted to have full beam combo for Turian.
Yeah, I wasn't really satisfied with the supers that I had found, and I know that I have the baby charge, but I hadn't really played around with that very much in practice. As far as like, I had no idea how many shots it was going to take, and then because I also didn't have ice, I knew it would take a while, so I kind of gave up on a lot of miners after a certain point. And then, I mean, the big problem was I should have went to Shack Tool first, because if I would have found charge at Waterway instead of finding ice, I could have at least just killed the Zebs with supers and then still had a pretty quick fight. But because I just was an idiot and didn't check Shack first, I couldn't. After finding ice, I was like, well, I could commit to just going to Mother Brain, but now I have like 6 supers and nowhere to refill. So just overall bad choices.
Yeah. Yeah, so the nerfed charge beam, it does a third of the damage that it normally would.
So it would have been
So,
like a
like-
Spazer-ish fight, except for...
Yeah, so with just wave plasma, that's a 72 shot fight, and with ice, like with full beam except charge, it's 60 shots.
Yeah, that probably... I probably should have just gone after ice, because I can do a Spazer or
Mhm.
worse fight fine, especially with that much energy. With like, I had like 8 tanks or something.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely do like, going for what you know as opposed to just trying something completely new in a race.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Is I was, and even in when I was practicing this week, I was doing a bunch of stuff like doing weird checks. Like I was doing Gauntlet with just 5 power bombs just to see what's there because the information is so valuable sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, in practice, I was doing like just wave and ice with charge fights with Mother Brain and stuff like that. So I had been practicing to do more, but then I just did not have any idea how many shots it would take, and was like, I don't know if I'm willing to just sit there through it until I start getting catch up and see what happens.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, well, I mean, being careful, I think I would say definitely won you this race.
Yeah, that's true. That's one way to look at it. I can be happy about that. Yeah, I'm happy to get the win. Like I mean, I'm really excited about the team format. I think that the team format's really fun. I'm really enjoying hanging, talking with Woody and Kish and just like the camaraderie about, talking about strategies and even just strategies as far as your matchups, like who's going to match up best against who, and can we try to work that out. I think it's been a lot of fun for a team that we all kind of started as like, we don't care. Like we've cared a lot more than I guess we thought we might.
Nice. Yeah, definitely. Is there a specific week that you're looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to week 4 because of how zany the seeds are.
I think that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, there's I think one of the things I've been working on because I've actually been practicing that the most, is trying to figure out how to just like describe the branches in a way that my teammate's going to be able to know, or that's going to be important to share information. So as far as like playing through it, it's fine, but trying to tell people like, oh yeah, I found this at Waterway. It's like, well, how the heck did I get to Waterway? Because it's, that branch started in the business center and eventually went through the ocean and then eventually went through something else. So it's going to be tough. I've tried some tracking stuff with like sticky notes with lines, and it looks like the Pepe Silva thing from It's Always Sunny. But it kind of works, but I don't know if it's going to work in a race with another person also giving info. So it's going to be an interesting week. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I definitely think that week will come down to which teams are the best at bookkeeping.
Yeah, but even, I've tried a few different things, and it's just so difficult to, not only, it's like the branching is one thing, but like finding out where you picked up and like which branches went to something useful that you want to remember. That's I think where it gets kind of tough. So that's something. I'm off next week as far as my team goes. So I think that I'm going to really put in the time to try to figure that out while my teammates do some Chozo stuff.
Nice. Well, yeah, best of luck to you, and best of luck to. Do you prefer to be called team or just team?
Yeah, whatever you want is fine. It's just we say I love being able to just say go team, and that's like it just works. I love it. So whatever, if you call me team, or if you call us team, or you call us just team, I don't think any of us are gonna be upset about it. So do what you must.
All right. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, best of luck to you in your future rounds.
Thank you, and thank you so much for commentating. And shout outs, of course, to the Speed Gaming team and our tracker tonight. I'm sorry I can't remember, and I don't have the schedule pulled up because everything's put away for the race. But also, the other admins. I know Tracy has been doing so much for commentary and running the rooms and stuff like that. Cheaty's been doing a ton of tracking, and I know Drake is waiting on a little one. His IRL stuff is just crazy busy. Shaw is always there to help. Just thanks to everybody for all the help and for making this thing go.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Well, with that, any sort of last comments on the race? Anything you'd like to say to the chat?
Thanks for watching. We have a huge schedule this weekend, and if you want to help, let us know. We could definitely use commentators and trackers alike. And just GG to DVS. I'm gonna definitely watch the race back, and I always look forward to it, no matter what happens. Just checking out what happened in the race and seeing what I was all nervous about during this run. But no, it's fun. It's fun. I hadn't really played Dash until this week, so it was definitely interesting.
Nice.
But thank you, everybody, and yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Yep, with all that, that's going to be all from us here at Speed Gaming 2. Be sure to follow our runners, Android Dreams and DVS7. Be sure to follow our Restream team. We've had Akira on tracking, and I've been Glove on comms. And with all of that, we will see you next mission.